Does the president feel more inclined to support Secretary Clinton than Vice President Biden, as some are suggesting?
Bill, well, first of all, the vice president's not indicated whether or not he's going to run, so it's unclear if that's a question that anybody will have to answer, let alone the president.
We all know that it's a possibility.
I think the vice president himself has acknowledged that it's a possibility. The president, as I mentioned earlier, I wouldn't rule out a potential endorsement in the Democratic primary at some point, regardless of what the field looks like. But I am confident that the president will do two things. One is he will vote in the Illinois Democratic primary, and that he will strongly support whatever Democratic candidate emerges from the primary process.
Some people around him seem to be suggesting that Secretary Clinton would be someone he sees as the more electable of the two candidates.
Well, again, I have not heard the president evaluate the merits of any established candidates in comparison to any potential candidates. But the president has certainly spoken quite warmly of Secretary Clinton, her leadership, her performance as Secretary of State. And I think it would be fair for you to assume from those public comments that he believes that she would be an excellent president. But he certainly has not made any sort of public endorsement in the Democratic primary at this point.
Do you think the Vice President would be an excellent president?
Well, as I've said earlier, the president has described selecting Vice President Biden as his running mate as the smartest political decision that he's made in his career in public service. And I think you can reasonably conclude one of the reasons that you choose a running mate is because you can that you would expect them to step in an emergency situation to run the country. And I think that should give you a good indication of his view of Vice President Biden's aptitude for the job of President of the United States.
Has the president told the White House staff to give the vice president space to make his decision?
The president has not delivered that message to me, so I can't account for all of the conversations the president has had at the White House. But I think it is the instinct of all of us who have had the opportunity to work with the vice president over the last 6 or 7 years to respect his stated desire to consider a presidential campaign. And certainly somebody who has the long track record in public service that he does agrees that he certainly earned the right to make this decision without any undue external pressure and to make this decision on a time frame of his choosing.